15 million. That is the absolutely mind-blowing overnight follower jump of a 40-year-old goalkeeper from the tiny island nation of Cape Verde. I mean, it's a staggering number, right? And it just goes to show how viral and completely unpredictable the 2026 World Cup has become, both on and off the pitch. Welcome to this viral halftime explainer. We've officially reached the midway mark of the 2026 FIFA World Cup across the US, Canada, and Mexico. And honestly, the storylines blowing up our feeds are just as wild as the matches themselves. Today, we're diving deep into the trending gossip, the crazy fan moments, the broadcasting drama, and the bizarre controversies defining this tournament so far. Here is our roadmap for today. We're covering wholesome viral fan moments, broadcasting drama and gossip, bizarre player and team hiccups, the biggest tournament controversies, and finally, what happens when fans behave badly. Let's jump right in. Section 1. Wholesome viral fan moments. Let's start things off on a lighter note, because amidst all the intense competition, some really incredible sensations are taking over social media. Okay, so you know the official tournament mascot for Mexico, the jaguar named Zayu? Well, he has been completely overshadowed by a literal duck. Meet Merlin. This little guy went crazy viral for just waddling alongside the crowd after Mexico's opening win against South Africa. Outfitted in a miniature Mexico shirt and customized socks, his fame skyrocketed so fast that he actually met Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum on stage during a press conference. It's hilarious. He happily stops for selfies and remains completely unbothered by his massive new global fame. Now, that's the fun side of viral fame, but this brilliantly illustrates the emotional side. Remember that 15 million follower jump I mentioned at the very beginning? That belongs to Vozinha, the 40-year-old goalkeeper for Cape Verde. After pulling off these spectacular saves to secure a shocking 0-0 draw against European champion Spain, his tearful post-match interview just broke the internet. He explained that his tears were for his late grandparents and for his mother, who couldn't attend due to the exorbitant visa costs. People everywhere really connected with that raw emotion. And boom, his Instagram skyrocketed from 40,000 to over 15 million literally overnight. Moving on to Section 2, broadcasting drama and gossip. Because sometimes the studio gossip is actually outshining the football itself. A major talking point right now is how television personalities are handling the spotlight. Take Emma Hayes, the highly successful coach of Chelsea and the US women's national team. She's been providing some incredibly astute tactical analysis on ITV over in the UK. But unfortunately, she attracted some misogynistic abuse from online trolls criticizing her appearance. Well, Hayes delivered an absolute masterclass of a clapback. Wearing a jacket that read, "She will change the world," she looked at the camera and dryly stated, "Let's focus on the game." I know that's a challenge for some of us at home. Just an epic way to shut down live TV trolls. Meanwhile, on the other side of the pond, American pundit Alexi Lalas gave us a completely different flavor of viral TV. While reviewing a trailer for James Corden's show live on Fox, Lalas called the British comedian a full-kit wanker, right there on air. He clearly did not fully understand the severity of the British slang he was throwing around. The comedic timing was just perfect, mostly because his co-host, French legend Thierry Henry, looked absolutely horrified and baffled by what had just been broadcast to millions of viewers. And we can't talk about TV broadcasts without mentioning those official FIFA player portraits flashing up on our screens before matches. The internet has been roasting the England squad's official portraits relentlessly for being incredibly awkward. Winger Anthony Gordon's portrait was bizarrely compared to Princess Diana, and fullback Reece James stood so stiffly that social media users were comparing him to one of those plastic table football figurines. You really can't unsee it. All right, let's get into Section 3, bizarre player and team hiccups. It hasn't just been chaos on the broadcast, the teams themselves are facing some serious bad luck. It has been a totally wild ride for team logistics. Talk about chaotic base camps. In Kansas City, the England team had $18,000 worth of essential equipment stolen, which actually included the match boots belonging to Harry Kane and Jude Bellingham. Insane, right? Meanwhile, dangerous wildlife is proving to be a real issue. The Swiss team had to mark off literal snake areas due to rattlesnakes at their San Diego camp, and the German team ran into venomous snakes in North Carolina. Oh, and if that wasn't enough bad luck, Belgium's head coach Rudy Garcia was completely soaked by pitch sprinklers during a team huddle. He had to manage the next 20 minutes dripping wet. But stepping back for a second, perhaps the most intense logistical hurdle belongs to the Iraqi national team. Their 28-month qualification journey was severely impacted by the 2026 Iran war. In February, regional airspace closed entirely. So the team had to physically evacuate overland to Jordan, fly out of Amman, take a technical layover in Lisbon, and finally arrive in Monterrey, Mexico. Just days later, on March 31st, they beat Bolivia to qualify for their first World Cup in 40 years. It is an absolutely staggering timeline of geographical and logistical endurance. Let's shift gears to Section 4, the biggest tournament controversies. We're going to look objectively at the heavy logistical, financial, and geopolitical issues that are dominating global headlines right now. $11,000. Take a second to process that. That is the jaw-dropping price tag we are currently seeing for a single ticket to the final match at MetLife Stadium. FIFA decided to implement a dynamic pricing model here, where ticket costs constantly adjust based on demand, and it has sparked widespread criticism. Fans, players, and even U.S. politicians and state attorneys general have heavily pushed back. They argue that this demand-based system makes attending the matches entirely unaffordable for the ordinary supporters who built the game. And speaking of that final match, here is another massive point of gossip and debate. For the first time ever in World Cup history, there will be an 11-minute Super Bowl-style halftime show produced by Global Citizen. The lineup is huge, featuring global superstars Madonna, Shakira, and BTS. However, this has ignited a fierce debate. While some view it as a great way to modernize the tournament and raise money for charity, critics are calling it the Americanization of the sport. They argue that extending the traditional 15-minute break disrupts the players' recovery and ruins the natural flow of the match. Furthermore, strict U.S. immigration policies have become a massive, complicated hurdle. A reinstated U.S. travel ban means that ordinary fans from qualified nations like Haiti, Iran, Ivory Coast, and Senegal are largely ineligible for visas, though athletes and essential staff are exempt. On top of that, there was a visa bond pilot program that originally required fans from 5 African nations to pay deposits of up to $15,000 just to secure a visitor visa. Now, that specific bond requirement was temporarily suspended for valid ticket holders, but the strict entry policies have still heavily impacted international fan attendance overall. Back inside the stadiums, we have the controversy over mandatory hydration breaks. FIFA instituted a 3-minute break per half, citing player welfare and heat safety as the stated purpose. But the reality playing out is that television networks have utilized these pauses as extra commercial breaks. Fans have heavily criticized this, calling it a commercial cash grab that ruins the pace of the game. It's been especially contentious because these breaks have been strictly enforced even during heavy rain or inside air-conditioned stadiums, drawing some really loud boos from the crowds. And this brings us to a highly complex intersection of politics and sport in Group G. A match in Seattle was pre-planned by the local host committee to be a pride match to celebrate LGBTQ rights. However, the tournament schedule resulted in Egypt and Iran playing this specific fixture. Both nations officially objected to the branding and requested bans on pride symbols. FIFA rejected the ban request, and in response, fans showed up dressed in pride colors and carrying banned flags in protest. It was a stark, very public clash of local initiatives, geopolitical stances, and FIFA regulations. Finally, let's look at Section 5, when fans behave badly. What happens when all this intense passion for the World Cup boils over into outright chaos? When tournament passion boils over, there is definitely a dark side. In New York, fans of the NBA's Knicks actually celebrated a championship win by destroying and burning shuttle buses that were meant for World Cup spectators leaving MetLife Stadium. Over in Times Square, a brawl broke out between supporters of Argentina and Algeria ahead of their matches. And down in Mexico City, overzealous celebrations resulted in fans shaking vehicles, which led to dangerous accidents and leaving massive amounts of trash and damage along major city streets. Which leaves us with this final question to ponder. With half the tournament left to go, will the football on the pitch finally overshadow the drama, or is the 2026 World Cup destined to be remembered purely for its viral chaos? The sheer volume of off-pitch storylines, from ducks and emotional goalkeepers to massive visa constraints and studio TV drama, has truly made this an unprecedented event. Keep all of this in mind as you watch the rest of the matches. It really helps to understand the massive machine operating around the players. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will see you next time.